YouTube, Niner Empire, what is going down? Welcome back to another video. It's been a minute since I filmed any videos on this channel. I really just haven't had the time to film as much anymore. But I did want to come on here and talk about this upcoming game against the Rams that the Niners have, because it's a pretty big game, obviously. But yeah, I haven't filmed at all this season. I mean, really, I just haven't had as much time as I thought I would. But I don't just want to not come back at all. I definitely want to still film videos here and there and give my thoughts on, the Niners and, whatnot. But either way, yeah, I plan to try to start uploading more often and whatnot. Just get back in the habit of things. But either way, the Niners have a big game coming up versus the Rams. And it's obviously a deciding factor. If the 49ers win, they are in the playoffs at the 6th seed, I believe. Yeah, at the 6th seed. If they lose, they have to depend on the Falcons beating the Saints in order to make the playoffs. So if the 49ers lose and the Saints win, the Saints are in and the 49ers are out. But if they both lose, Saints and 49ers, the 49ers are still in. So they have a couple options here how they could get into the playoffs. But really, in all reality, the 49ers just need to take care of business Sunday against the Rams, and they won't have to worry about, the Falcons beating the Saints or anything like that. But anyway, obviously, last week Trey Lance started against the Texans. He looked pretty good. And yeah, just because I'm not uploading videos doesn't mean I'm not following this team still. I've been watching every game. Just haven't, filmed anything really. But either way, Lance started last week against the Texans, had a quarterback rating of 116. He was 16 of 23 for 249 passing yards. He had a couple touchdowns, one to Deebo Samuel, and then I believe the other one was to Elijah Mitchell. And then he also had an interception that he threw as well. But either way, that game was really sloppy at first. The 49ers were like scoreless in the first quarter against the Houston Texans. But what's good and what I liked was that as the game kind of went on, Trey Lance looked even better, and it almost felt like he was more comfortable as the game went on. So he looked really, really well against the Texans, and he obviously has a shot to start this week with Jimmy Garoppolo having that thumb injury. I guess he suffered it against the Titans. Kyle Shanahan kept it basically under the table, didn't say anything to the media about it until like a week after or a couple days after. But he's dealing with like a UCL injury. He's got like torn ligaments in a thumb in his throwing arm or in his throwing hand. I don't know when supposedly there was a doctor that quoted Adam Schefter's tweet when he basically had reported that Jimmy G was hurt and said that that's typically a 6-week recovery time to fully heal. So I don't know how that's going to go with Jimmy G this week starting against the Rams. He was limited today in practice. Supposedly he was throwing the ball on the sideline to George Kittle. So I guess the 49ers are kind of optimistic that'll play. They don't really know yet, I guess. I don't know how they're going about that. Shanahan's not announcing who's going to be starting until Sunday. So yeah, I mean, who should start? To be completely honest, I'm fine with either one starting, even though I really want to see Trey Lance play. The only thing is, we can beat the Rams with Jimmy G. We've done it for the past 3 years. Kyle Shanahan, it seems like the 49ers own the Rams and the Cardinals, but the Seahawks own the 49ers. Doesn't really make sense. But, yeah, the 49ers play typically pretty well against the Rams, and they've won a lot over the past 3 years against the Rams. I don't think the Rams have beat us in 3 years, something crazy like that. But either way, the Rams are probably going to be a completely different team. The last time we played them, a couple months ago, they had just traded for Von Miller, and they got Odell Beckham Jr. So I don't know. I would expect them to come out a little more differently than they did, when we played them. I don't remember what week we played them, but we blew them out, like 31-10 it was. I feel like it was earlier in the year, maybe week 7, week 8. But yeah, 49ers looked really, really well against them the first time they played them. So as long as we can, play like we did that day, limit turnovers, hopefully the run game's working. I mean, Aaron Donald was a non-factor last time we played him, and the run game was working. And obviously, when the Niners' run game's working, that opens up the play action pass, and it's typically a pretty good thing for the 49ers. So as to who should start, I guess, I mean, that's a question for the team. I personally trust Kyle Shanahan and whatever he does. If he thinks an 80% healthy Jimmy Garoppolo is better than a 100% healthy Trey Lance, go for it. But if you lose, you're going to get backlash. I still think, and I still stand by, that Trey Lance is better than Jimmy Garoppolo right now. I just think the 49ers are scared to play him, this late in the season when he hasn't really played at all. But Shanahan said to the media that Trey Lance knows this playbook already. He knows the offense. The only thing he needs is in-game experience. And really, in all reality, if Trey Lance starts, I'm here for it. I'd rather see him start for the 49ers in this game than Jimmy Garoppolo. But at the same time, Jimmy Garoppolo plays fairly well, typically, usually has in the past against the Rams. So, and another thing, too, is I feel like if Trey Lance was playing, there would be some type of pressure, on him to win the game. But I'm here for it. I think Trey Lance is ready for a moment like, this upcoming game on Sunday. Win or lose, the 49ers can get into the playoffs. They just have to hope, obviously, if they lose, they just have to hope that the Falcons beat the Saints. But they really just need to beat the Rams so we don't have to worry about really any of that. But either way, I think it's going to be a great game. I mean, obviously, like I said, Shanahan's not announcing who's going to be starting until, moments before the game and I'm sure until Sunday. He said he was doing that to, kind of get an advantage because obviously it's kind of a bitch to prepare for two quarterbacks opposed to, preparing for one quarterback. So, yeah, I mean, whoever starts. I just hope that, the Niners can win. And if Jimmy Garoppolo plays and he is not fully healthy and, it's after the game we lose and it's strictly on him, Shanahan will take backlash for that. So I think if it was me, I would rather play a 100% healthy Trey Lance over a 80% healthy Jimmy Garoppolo or a 70% Jimmy Garoppolo. It's not like Jimmy G is this superstar quarterback that we absolutely need to play. Jimmy Garoppolo is replaceable. Obviously, we know that. He's being replaced by Trey Lance, next season or whatever. But, yeah, I don't know what to expect. I mean, I can see both quarterbacks starting. I just think Kyle Shanahan's going to go with the guy that, has been the quarterback all along, and that's Jimmy G. But, yeah, hopefully the Niners can pull out a win. Like I said, if they win, they make the playoffs. If they lose, they have to hope that the Falcons beat the Saints in order to get into the playoffs. So, go Niners. I'll probably be back this weekend, kind of going in more depth of that game and previewing it. But as to who should start, I mean, I'm with either. I would like to see Trey Lance play more than Jimmy Garoppolo, but I also think if Jimmy Garoppolo plays, it could be a good thing considering, the Niners have beat the Rams consistently over the past 3 years with Jimmy G behind center. So, either way, I'm going to wrap up the video. Go Niners as usual, and I'll see you guys in the next one.